Welcome to Dave TV for the 30th of July. How you doing, everybody? I'm fine. Listen to this. Ah. Yes, that is actually on Washington radio. That is Area 955, which is on WPGC's HD2. And it's kind of a dance music format there. And anywho, the big news about that is good old Albie Dee. Albie Dee is now the programmer for that little station. You can listen to it on radio.com. You can also listen to it via PGC's website. And if you're one of the 10 people in the Washington area that, well, I guess there's more than that, who has an HD radio, you can listen to it on that. Also, some interesting news today. If you flip over to 107.3, DC's 107.3, not to be confused with DC 101. Yeah, they're not doing it right now, but it's the new Sarah Fraser morning show with also Flounder. Remember Flounder from DC 101? Flounder is joining that show, so that's going to be interesting. Ty and Mel and whatever. I don't know. I listened to it this morning and I thought, it sounds like it's aimed at very young teenage girls. I'd say their target demo is teen girls or preteen girls, like 12 or 11 to 16 or 17. That's it. I don't know. I can't imagine anybody else listening to that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think they're gonna have a hard time competing with Hot 99.5 and Fresh. I really do. But anyhow, what do you say? What do you say? At least Cumulus is putting a little bit of money in the station after Jack Diamond was booted out. They just piped in lights. Okay, let's see how they sound. See if you don't agree that they don't sound kind of like little teeny boppers over there. The DMV.
People are poking questions at my personal life. And we're going to learn more in just a minute.
Yeah, we are. And, of course, you can call us, 800-727-1073, if you have a question for any of us, because it is Ask Us Literally Anything.
And people have gotten very personal, especially with Mel's life. Especially Sarah with Mel's life.
I know. I'm feeling so. I mean, yeah, let's just get right to the bedroom stuff. That's what everyone wants to know.
It's on the way. 8 minutes from now, we'll find out about the bedroom stuff.
Okay. All right.
Ooh.
We'll ask it next. Ask us anything. 800-727-1073.
Now, you see, I'd rather know the bedroom stuff about the WMAL crew. That's what Larry and Brian ought to do. Ooh, call us up and ask us about the bedroom stuff. Larry O'Connor, what really turns you on in the bedroom? And oh well. And Chris Plant, tell us about those days when you were modeling for those gay porn mags. Excuse me, no. That never happened. That's just a joke. It's just a joke. To my knowledge, FCC charges Sinclair with intent to deceive. It's really funny. You look at the Washington Post. And they cover Kevin Spacey has a tuna fish sandwich at a restaurant in Georgetown. It's all over the stale section, It's the craziest loopy paper, And this is true back when this deal was announced a year ago. But when, Allburton announced he was going to sell Channel 7 and this whole batch of stations over to Sinclair, the Post barely covered that. I mean, they did a minimum, story. Anyhow, with this whole deal now that it's been approved, now that Jack Lord is out, Bill Lord, Book of Dana. Now that Bill Lord is out as the czar of news and general manager over there, he's going to be leaving at the end of September. That was big news that we at DCRTV broke, by the way, a couple nights ago. But anyhow, now that he's out, and the corrupt FCC has approved the sale to Sinclair, the whole thing. News Blues did a nice little look at the thing, and they basically pulled up some FCC, comments on the sale, basically saying, that Sinclair has an intent to deceive and is trying to, basically legally tried to avoid the FCC's ownership rules by doing all these lease agreements and shell companies and all this other stuff. It actually said that the company was guilty of intentional misrepresentation of fact intended to deceive. Blah blah blah. So basically, they said, Sinclair, while you are basically trying to avoid, legally avoid all of our rules, we're going to give you the grand prize of all Britain, and you can have WJLA there in Washington. It just smacks of what the f's going on. I mean, really. And I said it the other day in one of my little Dave TVs, and I said, the FCC basically is in it for one thing, and that is to kiss ass and give the giant big corporations whatever they want. That's all they are concerned about. All that bullshit about caring for, whether everything's fair in the business, whether the public's being protected, whether the public gets services or actually being served, is all total BS. That's only one thing in the FCC's agenda, and that is, they're literally like a puppet, basically being a marionette, or a puppet, or a marionette. I don't know. What's the difference? They're basically one thing involved, and that is they are protecting those giant corporations and giving them pretty much whatever they want. You just watch. You just watch. Guaranteed, they're going to let Comcast get the Time Warner cable. There's going to be giant, big, one huge company one day. One day you're going to, I want internet, I want cable TV. Well, you have one company to choose from. In fact, a lot of people only have one company to choose from right now. That whoever the one company is that serves your area. So, whatever. I don't know, man. It's just crazy, don't you think? So what else is going on? Latest radio ratings. One interesting thing in the ratings. There was not much interesting in the latest radio ratings, but WSPZ, which is Dan Snyder's little sports station on 570, actually made it up to 27th place. That's kind of interesting because that station usually never even shows up in the ratings, and the reason was because they were carrying the World Cup. They carried most of the games of the World Cup on SPZ 570, and the ratings actually, it actually showed up in the ratings there, which is kind of funny. Ay, 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 ay. So anyhow, and this is a funny one. The Washington Times says it's created a unique partnership with the Washington Redskins here. The Washington Times simply doesn't matter. I have never been, there are a few websites in the Washington media market that are as bad as the Washington Times is. I mean, it is a site that is just full of pop-ups and annoying auto-load videos and crap like that, and it's a terrible website, and you have to constantly fight things. You can't get on the stories. And then the things I hate are these little fakey link things you see on what's the other site that does that? The Daily Caller does that. They'll have a word. It'll say you'll be looking at the word people, and it will have a little green link underneath it. Like, what would you link to people? And then if you hover over it with your mouse, it'll link to some ad somewhere. And it's just random words linking to ads. And it's just, what's up with that? That's weird. Jack Diamond could have a Chicago gig, WLS FM radio. Okay. Go for it, Jack. He's been out of work from RQX for more than a year now, and nothing coming along here in the Washington market for him. So, that's I guess a classic rock kind of station, and hey, but it's interesting because I can imagine Don Geronimo, who's kind of out of work, I guess you could say, doing a podcast. It's not real radio work, is it now, Don? But Don used to work at WLS AM 890 back when it was a top 40 station back in the 80s, and now here's his arch nemesis, Jack Diamond, also now working at WLS. Of course, it's WLS FM 94.7 in Chicago, but still, it's WLS. So, I honestly, if that was a classic rock station, I would actually see a better fit for Don Geronimo there than Jack Diamond. I mean, Don Geronimo seems to be more of a classic rock guy. I don't think of Jack Diamond as a rock guy. He's kind of a schmoozy guy. I don't know. He's a mix guy. He's not a rock guy. I don't know. But whatever. And the other weird thing is that station is owned by Cumulus, and those are the folks that fired Jack Diamond a year and a half ago. So what is that? They fire you and then they hire you back. I guess whatever. Go figure. Oy vey, huh? A lot of big news. It's interesting. A lot of news. Michelle Wright to do a middays there on WMMJ. She's been all over the place in the Washington Market WRPGC. Good luck for her. That's very cool. And okay, I guess that'll do it. Thanks for watching Dave TV for this 30th of July, 2014. Don't forget. Oh, I forgot to show you what camo I'm wearing today. Yeah, these are good ones. I got these on eBay more than a year ago, but really cool. I made cutoffs out of them. But I like them a lot. Yes, sir. And I do get recognized. I wonder why. You know, I was just hiking the other day, and somebody says, ride by on a bicycle, and as he's shooting by, he goes, "Love your website." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank you." Whatever. I don't know, man. I look at myself as someone who just fits into the crowd. How do they recognize me? I don't know. Whatever. All right, folks, thanks for watching Dave TV. Don't forget to help support the site. Really, seriously, ads are slow. July, been a very slow month advertising-wise and donation-wise. We really could use your support. Send us a few bucks. Send us $5,000, whatever. Click on that little PayPal link there on DCR, or support link on DCR. Put a check in the mail. Put some cash in a bag by my front door. Whatever you want. DCRTV.com. Thanks for watching. Book 'em. Okay, Jack Lord, ready? Okay, Bill Lord, ready? Book 'em, Dano!